You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
This is 87.9 WKMU.
Staten Island, New York.
Good morning, Earth. It's time to get up. Today we'll be talking about a topic that I feel like has to be spoken about. I don't think enough people know about this, and it's just something that's been debated, and we're here with people who know a lot about this, so we're gonna talk about it.
You could say we're master debaters.
We'll be talking about the service industry, aka restaurant biz.
Yeah. So pretty much being in indentured servant. This is Red. Yeah.
Sorry, give your credentials. What have you done in the restaurant biz?
I'm glad she's bringing it up. I have actually worked in the restaurant business, much like you have. I was a bartender. I was a dishwasher, a prep cook. I also did front of the house work, like cashier. Yeah, and pretty much generally everything you can think of. Not gonna lie to you. Working in that industry it irks you. It irks you because you know what, Sky, you're here.
Which is funny because we work with people because we want to make people happy, but the people make it so hard.
Yeah.
What have you done in the restaurant industry?
So
I know you have credentials.
I have front of the house where I have been a server.
Okay.
I've been a food runner.
Right.
I've been a dishwasher. I've been a salad maker, a grill cook, a line cook, a prep cook. I was a fryer. Right now I do.
FYI, he does know how to cook very well.
Yeah, I do my own things, but yeah, usually it's other people's recipes.
Blue, we got your credentials already, right?
No, actually I started working in a kitchen, like kind of food prep and food serving, and then I moved into serving. I also hosted, I did takeaway, I did expoing, this new thing called server support, which is basically serving without, like the hard part of serving is the server support. And, I did get my bartending license, but I haven't really had a chance to do that part of it.
All right.
But, I bartended at home.
pretty well-rounded group, I'd say. You know, I'd say, touched on pretty much every facet of restaurant industry.
All right, so let's get right into it then. Let's discuss the food industry behind the scenes.
Oh God,
and stuff you don't know.
All right, so for me, one of the first things I've noticed when I've walked into restaurants was the hostess. They're usually the first ones to greet me. Now, I've never done hostess work.
Let's be including. It's also hosts.
Host, yes, host and hostess work, both. I've never done any of that work, and it seems easy, but I know that people can be difficult. I have. All right, this is for you, Blue, because you're the only one amongst us who've done it. Has it? Come on, who's been difficult? Who's been good?
Can you tell who's difficult before?
Yeah, like
as they're coming through the door, this
you
guy's want to turn around like, yo, we got one coming, bro. It's happening. Everybody, Blue, get ready.
Yeah, like, is there something because like I know you guys got like walkie talkies, like you guys don't be like, yeah, we got a blackhead out here. Yeah,
blackhead.
Yeah, we got. This guy's like major blackhead out here. Like, you're gonna notice him as soon as you walk out, and it's like, you know, that dude that's like 800 pounds, orders 2 pies and eats the lemon one, has one bite of it, and is like, well, that doesn't have enough citrus flavor. Send it back. That guy. You know?
Yeah. You can definitely assume stuff about a person.
Is it usually correct?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if I know that they're going to hate or love the food or not. I just assume they're going to like the food. But I could tell who's going to like complain about the food.
A little bit.
So I have like a ton of examples of like messed up stuff that happens when you're a hostess or a host or whatever. I've hosted at 2 different places. So the first place, I guess I was a little bit younger, and It was dead. It was like the beginning. Dead means like there's no business going on. It's slow.
Right.
There's nobody coming in. Like we're all bored. Only like 2 or 3 people are coming in.
Sitting
There was
around
this
on your
one
phones
girl
all
who
day.
comes in, and I'm like, oh, like let me just sit you. I'm like, do you want to sit by a window, or do you want to sit like in the
the
back
bar?
room? Because we had like another room like that was like I don't know more private. I don't know.
That's dope.
And she's like, oh, I'll sit by a window, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I sat her somewhere where like 4 people could sit. And my manager comes immediately rushing towards me. He's like, you can't sit people there, like one person at these 4 table spot. And I was just like, what?
Like a
Like,
four
why
seater,
not?
like-
Like, we don't even have any business going on. Like, to me, it made no sense at all to like,
All right, what?
like, I don't know. And then he
did
didn't even,
get-
obviously, he didn't properly train me because I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to do that.
My question
It's
is,
like,
did
what
he?
the heck?
What was the reason behind it?
I think it's because anytime what's true in business, it could be dead all day, and then there's a switch, and everybody just comes in at once. Like maybe there is a dinner rush. It was a slow lunch. That's because everyone was waiting for dinner to come by for certain.
Right. If suddenly 100 people come up, then she's taking up 4 seats.
True,
And it's like,
true.
okay, like I understand now. I understand.
and
what
like
the
all
issue
our
is.
4 seats are taken, and we have plenty of like 2 tops.
But like at my other job, like my second job that I worked at a restaurant as a hostess, it didn't matter if you were one person. We can like and like if it was this person, this server's turn, they're gonna get sat with that one person, and like
And that's-
we'll try to encourage you to sit at the bar or like something like that. But if you want to demand to sit there, you get to sit there, and that's just how it is in some places.
You can make some money being a server, but like if you're gonna really make the money, always be nice to your host, because
Yes.
they can make your day a living hell, or
Yep.
you can have a nice day.
You're making a huge point because, like I said, if a one top wants to sit at your 6 top table, I could easily let them sit there, and you have to deal with that customer because we're not gonna ask them to move.
Yeah, but you couldn't. But if you're cool with them and you know that it's like a slow day, but a 6 top could come in, now you just lost that 6 top because
Yeah,
now it's going to the person who has like a 4 top, so they'll squeeze it in somewhere on his side, or
or
put it,
let's
like-
say a 2 top shows up
Question.
and a 6 top shows up.
Sorry to interrupt. When you guys say top, you guys mean tables, right?
the top
It
means
means
the amount of
heads.
people, like how many
The amount of
could
people
sit at
that are there.
table.
Oh, okay, okay.
The amount
No
that could
problem.
sit there, the amount that has showed up, like a 12 top, that means
Yeah.
12 people.
Gotcha.
They need 12 seats, 12 entrees,
No
12 drinks, yeah, like I was saying, if a 2 top shows up and a 6 top shows up, I can decide like, oh, should it go to Sky or should it go to Red? Sky section can sit doesn't sit any 6 tops, but maybe he could take a pickup, and then it's like, oh, Red, he has 4 tables. It's like, who should I give the table to? So if Red's really busy, I'll give it to Sky, who has like nothing going on. And I could do that as a host. But let's say I know that Red is trying to make money. I'll just throw that table on top of Red's day. Or let's say I don't like Red. Well, it's Red's turn. Sorry, Red.
You seem a little busy right now.
It's your turn to take a table, so I'm gonna give it to you. Like, good luck making your tips.
Got you.
So
I
like
feel
it's true. Like the hostess can decide what type of day you're gonna have. Because I can say like, you know what, I'm gonna give Sky the 6 tops. Sky needs to make some money.
And that's
Let me give it
including
to him.
customer too, because if you come in and the host feels like you could be an issue, they're not going to give you like the best person. Like if they feel like you're going to cause problems, maybe not
Oh,
tip.
no.
Or you generally don't tip. Well, I'm not going to give you a great server because
You don't tip.
That's another thing too, because I at this point make assumptions about people. I'm not gonna lie, and I can tell who's gonna tip and who's not. I won't say what type of person tips, but I can decide if it's 2 4 tops. It's like, oh, I'll give Sky this 4 top and Red this 4 top, and I know which one is gonna tip or not.
Okay.
Because I know, because I've worked long enough. All I can really say is from my own personal experience, but yeah, I could tell who's gonna tip and who's not.
Right, because
especially if you come in
that's
having a
pretty
special
dope.
day too, like, oh, it's my birthday, like, oh, I'm gonna set you up with the one who I know is gonna give you the best time, who does the most for the birthday thing. Because
Right.
not everybody does the same amount of work for the birthday.
Right,
Yeah.
and in some restaurants, I do understand because I've been to some restaurants where it's just like, was that really your best happy birthday? Like you all sound like you're about to go back there and slit your wrists.
Yeah, that's actually really funny.
I feel like
That you say
I
that.
wanted to do that, But like when I'm doing it, it's for somebody. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna get into it. But I hated doing it.
I want to make a little comment on that though. Actually, if nobody comes out for your happy birthday, just know nobody likes that server. Like if people like that server, they're all gonna
If your
take the
server
time out
comes
to sing
alone
for your
to
table.
sing you happy birthday,
Yeah.
nobody likes that server.
If 16 people showed up to sing you happy birthday, that server is loved and appreciated.
Yep. Everyone's taking time out of their busy
If nobody
schedule
showed up to
lives.
sing with you, obviously it could be that it's busy, but if it's just one and their server and another person, nobody likes that server.
Oh,
But if there's like 2 or 3 people with them, that server is probably pretty cool.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know if people know this, but when people do that stuff, like someone was supposed to go get dishes, somebody was supposed to get cups, somebody was supposed to refill the bread, someone was supposed to do this and that, someone has to get to that table, someone has to get drinks. So in the middle of that, the ones that go, that's how you know they're loved, because like I have a lot to do. If I don't like you, I'm not gonna spend that. I'm sorry, I really
not
have to
gonna
do
make the
this,
effort.
Right.
because I'm trying to get my stuff done too, and I want to get back to my table to make sure that they know they're taken care of.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna take up my time for you, but you, I love you, yeah, oh yeah, okay, yeah, come on, let's go. Yeah, you want to go too? Yeah, we'll go. Like we'll grab people
Yeah.
as we
Get the
go.
group.
Other people like, ugh, they're looking for singers. Oh, let me go in the back then. Like,
Yep, I've done that to people. If I don't like you, I'll leave. I'll be like, oh no, I have like 100 things to do.
she goes back and has a slice.
But I
She goes
always
back
make
and have a
time
slice
for
of pie.
people. Literally, yeah. I always make time to help somebody. So if I'm not helping you, you're not cool.
There's something wrong.
You did something dirty, and that's it.
Yeah, and that
Like you're
brings
gonna
us,
have to deal with that.
that brings us to servers now, right? Like,
Yeah. So the second person you meet is the server.
Server. And now, if I'm correct, both Sky, Blue, both of you guys
Yes.
have good amount of experience serving.
Yes.
Yeah, I still have some stuff to learn, I think, but yeah.
Okay.
I get
so,
the gist of it.
So, is it usually you walk in there, you flip a coin, and it's a good day, it's a bad day? Hey, good day, it's tails. Or is it just like, okay, it's Monday.
Oh, Mondays are terrible generally.
Screw today.
Mondays and Tuesdays are generally terrible.
Because I know when I used to work, Sunday.
You don't
Sunday.
think Monday, Tuesdays are terrible?
I don't know, like Mondays where I used to work, like every day was busy. So
Yeah,
it
but
didn't really matter.
I'm considering like what's considered busy, even if you have like a fair amount of customers.
Mondays
every
and
day.
Tuesdays are supposed to be like dead, which means not busy.
Mm-hmm.
But
They can be.
it
But I've
can
had some
happen.
dead Tuesdays.
For me, it used
yeah.
to be Sunday. For me, Sunday,
Oh, I guess because we're different. What kind of restaurant was it?
farm to table.
Oh, yeah, those godless people don't have any. They're not going to church. You know, because like places like like chain places, like stuff like that. I feel like they always have customers because people who do go to church or go out on the weekends, they're out, doing something. You're like, let me grab a burger, let me grab some chicken. Farming to table, it's like, well, what am I doing on Sunday? I'm gonna sleep in today.
When he said, God, those soulless people.
I thought I said godless, right?
You said godless, sorry. Yo, when you said that, I'm just like, God, Jesus Christ, I used to work with half of those godless people.
But did they really I mean, I think for certain people with different, different days mean different things. So like, it depends on what kind of food you're serving.
Look, I hated that place. I'm just not gonna lie. From day one, I was only there for the paycheck. But anyways,
I think that's how we all are.
Aren't we all there for the
no.
paycheck? Yeah.
I feel like some people can go into their job, in the restaurant industry, and they'll get a smile out of it.
Oh, I definitely had some great days serving.
Yeah, and right, I've had some good
Like,
times.
even when it's really
but-
busy, it was like because sometimes when it's busy, that's when things fall apart. Like
Ooh.
orders get messed
All right,
up,
so-
and then things slow down. Now I get tipped less because
I got to hear
the
from
kitchen messed
okay,
up.
I got to hear from server's point of view then, from
What?
both of your points of view. Because, like I said, I don't know what it is like going in there. Like if you flip a coin or it's just good.
Oh,
I think some
so-
days, like if it's been a couple days of like rush,
Right.
you kind of hope for a day where it's a little slower, and you're not going to make as much money, but you kind of need that, like still have some money come in, but kind of like have a day off at work.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt.
I don't get the question.
3-4
You're
good
saying
days.
you flip a coin if it's gonna be busy or not? Like I don't.
Right,
what?
because like I
Like,
know
if you
that
care, like, do you wish it was busy, or do you
because
wish it was
like
not busy?
because like for me it's like when I used to work sometimes 7 days a week at this place, and I knew which days were busier than others.
Mhm.
And when they offer, when I knew like my days off were coming, and they'd be like, "Listen, man, which days off do you want?" I would pick Friday and Saturday.
I would too.
Always pick Friday and Saturday.
If you have that, because you can't
As
have
a
that
server,
option.
you want those days.
Everyone would always ask me, "Why do you pick Friday and Saturday?" And I used to tell them, "Because Friday and Saturday is going to be the busiest, and when I
I
come
get
back on
paid the
Sunday,
same.
yeah, but when I come back on Sunday, I'm not gonna do nothing of work. I'm literally gonna sit there and watch. I'm gonna have to invent things to do. And even then, after I'm done with things, I'm still gonna have to invent things to do, to the point where, funnily enough, the chef used to get tired of me on Sundays and used to just say, "Yo, just go home." Like, he used to get tired
No,
of
I
me.
can see you getting annoying enough to send you home.
Because, like, literally, there was no, like, I wouldn't, this was, like, when I was doing dishwashing, it was, like, really bad. Like, he would send
Yeah,
me
that's
home.
the difference, though. Back at house, you get a set pay, so you
Yeah.
don't care if it's busy or not. You know,
Front of the house
as long
is
as you have
different.
enough to get by and your shift doesn't feel like it's slow, as long as you have enough to do.
Yeah, no, front of the house
But-
is different because bartending.
Yeah.
Oh,
As a bartender, you hope everyone's ordering drinks. You hope everyone's
what?
getting. Oh, you get 2
Man.
drinks, everyone shots. You want some of this? You want some of that?
When it was
Yeah.
bartending days, for me, listen, hook me up on the weekend. Give me every
Yeah,
weekend.
give me the busy shifts.
Give
then.
me Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know Monday nobody's coming in, but I tell you what, you're gonna give me Thursday
Mhm.
because Thursday's right before Friday, and people get lucky and get
That's-
paid on Thursday.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
Thursday's a mini Friday sometimes. Sometimes you
It
get
is.
some good tips on Thursday.
It is,
Right.
it is. But I used to get my best tips. I kid you not, though. Fridays, Saturdays.
Yeah.
Saturdays more than Fridays, believe it or not, because
Mhm.
Saturday, everybody wants to come out, and everybody's coming from 14th Street, and this is back when in Manhattan, and this is like pre-pandemic, so
Even busier.
even busier. No one cared about being next to the next person.
So then,
Yeah,
as a
so-
server's assistant, though,
Wait, hold on. I
You-
still wanted to say some stuff about the servers.
mm,
So when you come into a restaurant, everybody takes turns taking tables. So
Mhm.
if you're a customer coming in and then you're like, no, I don't want to sit here. I want
Yeah.
to sit in a different booth. It's like, okay, you just skipped somebody's spot to get a table.
and for those who
And then,
say,
let's
well,
say
what's
the-
the big deal?
Let's say the next one comes in and then also doesn't want to sit in your section. Like, it's really messed up.
Yeah.
And
You'll
so,
never get in tables.
so that person's just never gonna get a table, or like, you know, they'll eventually
Wow.
get a table, I
Like,
guess,
oh, I
if the
guess I'll sit
restaurant
there.
fills up. But what's up?
You're like, I guess I'll sit there, I guess.
Yeah. So I think that's a
Like
way,
a
like
pity
management.
Because there's like, because some places have the tables right by the bathroom. So it's
Yeah.
like, people don't want to sit right by the bathroom.
Or everybody wants to sit in a booth. If your section's all tables, no
Blue.
one's gonna sit with you.
Blue.
I used to hate those
Have you-
days.
Have you ever purposely sat somebody by the bathroom?
Yeah.
I'm glad she'll admit it. Just straight up, yeah.
No, yeah. Because some
I'm
people.
pretty sure that person has an attitude coming in.
Oh
So
man.
some people come
Blue is very
in
even
and
hands.
I'll be like, "Hi, welcome. How are you? You know, good to see you. Like, if
Right.
I've seen you before or whatever." And then they'll be like, 6, and it's like, what?
Can't even say
6
hello
for a
back.
booth, and it's just like, can you just say hello to me? Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand.
I'm not a robot man.
Or
I
they'll
didn't
come
even
in-
ask you how many there was. I said hi.
They'll come in and they'll immediately start looking for a table. Like, look past you, like, oh, I usually sit right here, and it's
Yeah,
like,
well, that's usually not filled, and it is today.
it's like I literally just sat this section. Like, what, you know, like, it's messed up. And so I think that management messes with people sometimes because they'll assign you a section that doesn't get sat. And
Yeah.
like, you know,
That's why when I got those,
because
like,
everybody
what
wants
did
to
I
sit
do
by the
wrong?
bar and stuff like that. That's where the TVs are and
Yep.
everything. It's like,
True.
I don't know.
I'd probably try to sit by the bar. I mean,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the bar.
Especially if there was a sports game on or there's a cool TV show with closed captions. I love those.
Yeah, listen, even if they're freaking putting on, if somebody were to, if I sit at a bar and somebody puts Law and Order on that TV, trust and believe they caught me without catching
Yeah, I
me.
would
They
watch some,
caught me without catching me.
Especially some SVU.
SVU
That's the
or
best
Criminal
cast for me.
Intent.
Criminal Intent wasn't bad.
I loved Criminal Intent. Why? Because I loved Vincent D'Onofrio.
You know that character was based on Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it felt like it.
Yeah,
And even
that's why.
when this guy was there,
For you that don't know, that's the character from Men in Black who steals he's the cockroach that steals the skin of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and he puts his
Yeah.
head back. That's who he's talking about on the show.
Law and Order, Criminal Intent.
Who's his character is like Sherlock Holmes.
And the guy before him, that does the apartments.com commercials.
Jeff Goldblum?
Yes, he was on there.
Really?
Yes, he was. He was on there, and he was
Terrible?
amazing.
Really?
Because he was like it was like watching the American version of Phoenix Wright. Because it was like you would see him, and he's quirky.
So it's basically the character from Independence Day.
Yeah, because he's like so quirky, and you would never think, and he just has a way of thinking and looking at different things, and he's just like, wait a minute.
Blue's like, talk something about something I like.
I'm sorry, I love
I'm
Law and
letting you
Order.
guys speak. What are you talking about?
I love Law and Order, but yeah, like I said, if I were to walk in to any restaurant, like if which it doesn't matter, like if I were to go there, and they have
No,
a bar.
Go ahead. Say what you're gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry. I interrupted you for no reason.
if their bar is there, trust and believe, and somebody is smart enough to say, "Yo, TV, Law and Order, right now," know that person is getting a tip. They're getting a tip, even if they're not working the bar.
All right, yeah.
They're still getting the tip.
Well, as a server's assistant, do you care if it's like what is it like as a server assistant? Like, can you tell if there's a customer? Like, can you read a ticket and be like, ooh,
What
this
is
customer
a
might be a little-
server's assistant though? Because like I know servers. I've seen what's the difference between a server and the server's assistant? Like you tail a server all day.
Yeah, basically, if a server gets a customer and they bring in a drink or whatever, like the server assistant brings that drink out to them. And then if they order super salad, they bring that out to them, the appetizers, the entrees, and they kind of, like they make sure that the customer has what they like ordered, I guess. Like if the server has to bring in the order properly for the support to bring it out.
So basically, it allows the.
Gotcha.
They keep making noises.
I'm sorry,
It
I turned off my mic.
It allows the server to
That's
pick
what
up.
that was.
It allows the server to pick up more tables.
And be more like customer friendly instead of running back and getting the food. They can just like, like, what do you want? Blah blah blah, and then they move to the next table. Like, oh, how was everything? Oh, you like more ketchup? Sure. And they put it in, so someone else brings in the ketchup, and then they could hit the next table. Oh, hey guys. Oh yeah, welcome back. Oh yeah, how's the kid? Like then if you know them, you do the schmoozing stuff. So it allows more like personable attention.
They like where I used to work. They wanted the server to kind of like take you on a tour of the menu and stuff like that.
I mean, I guess that's
like,
understandable.
Make sure that you know everything that we have. And I think that being a server assistant was really terrible because you basically felt like you were doing everything and the server was doing nothing. And it was kind of annoying. Like if it wasn't busy, or even then, like, I don't know, like I feel like a server should never have a moment of peace. You should be running around making sure your table has everything on time. And I think that some servers
or before
weren't
time
doing
if you
that.
can get that.
I used to love that. I hated have to like get the drinks. I feel like the drinks slow you down enough. Like if you got like 6 tables, the drinks, especially if that's like an 8-top or a 6-top, that's like a lot. And then now you got to go to the next table. And it's just weird.
But let's see the scenario where, like, you're talking to your table, you rang in the drinks, and then your support, like, let's say you had a 12 top, and they all wanted waters, and they all wanted personal drinks, too.
I've seen that.
What if you were done talking to them?
I've done like 24 drinks. I had to use like 3 people to take it out.
Whoa.
And let's say nobody liked you. Nobody helped you carry those drinks.
Oh
No,
my-
people like me, so it wasn't.
No, I'm just saying, like, imagine that.
Imagine no one give about
Like,
you.
imagine the
Hold on.
hostility. And like, I think that in the restaurant business, if you don't form an alliance with somebody, you're not gonna survive.
But I feel like at that point, that's the ultimate show of no one gives a damn about you, dude. Take a hike.
Yeah. I mean, I think that personally, I would just go to a manager, like, hey, I have a 24 top, help me carry drinks. Like, I would tell them straight up, like, help me. This 24 top is bringing you business, or 12 top or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would just do that. I would tell them, like, you better help me, because
Better do
then you're gonna,
something.
you're the one losing money.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
listen.
So
I
they would
dropped
force
one of-
people to help too, because I don't play that. Like,
I'm not
I'm
dropping
here to
one of
make
these.
money, and I'm here to make the business money. So
And on top of that, I feel you, because they can also be all ordering like beers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to drop stuff like that, because I feel like stuff like that doesn't that hurt management in the long
Well,
run.
glasses
anyways?
break, then it's sticky. You got to mop it, and it's
Yep. It's a whole
time
thing.
consuming, 'cause
It's
we
it's
don't.
time
You don't.
consuming.
Most places that I worked at don't have like what do they call them? Like a clerk or something that goes around and mops stuff up.
Like a busboy and whatnot.
Bus boys,
porter or
yeah, but
something?
even still, then
Porter.
Porter.
yeah,
Porter.
porter.
There you go.
Most of the time, the bus boys don't really do like. They suck.
They do the bussers.
It depends.
Like, where in the past where I've worked, like the bussers
excuse
have
me.
been terrible, but the bussers are
They're supposed to be like the porter. Yeah.
Oh man, the other day, like, so I do work at a restaurant now, and they hired like a new busser, and he wanted to do all this extra stuff. Like, do you guys do we roll silverware here? I'm like, no, the bussers, no. Like, and he's like, oh,
because that's like an extra work that buses do in other
yeah.
places.
He's like, do we fill up the ice machine? And I'm like, no.
No, the servers do that.
Like, it was like it was little things that he was asking, like oh, like, do I do this, do I do that? And I'm like, no, like, you're supposed to carry some cups over and wipe the table and put silverware down. Like, that's it. Like, because the servers are supposed to be pre-bussing, and to the point where, like,
Which means you
there's
just
no
basically
plates left on the
clean up.
table.
As soon as someone's done, and then you could tell when someone's done eating. They pull back.
Right,
The tables. So
or
you just
the-
go
or
by and
the-
do a courtesy grab. I'm gonna grab these out your way because people don't want like plates. Like sometimes I like to lean forward. I like to put my arm on the table.
It bothers me when somebody's done eating and their plate is still in front of them. I hate that. Like, I hate to sit at a restaurant and my empty plate is still in front of me.
like chicken bones and stuff. That's like garbage.
I
You
hate
basically
that.
sit in front of garbage.
Like, I ask people, like, can I take that? Hey, let me get that out of your way. And, like, they'll pass it down to me. Like,
And then I kind of want to move it to then now that we talked about back to the back to the back of the house.
yeah.
I wanted to bring up one thing because it involves everybody in the back. This goes to dishwashers, to cooks, to porters in the back, everybody. If a restaurant closes at 10 o'clock, that does not mean come 10 minutes before you close.
Hold on.
And, oh, you guys are still open.
Because that also goes for bartenders. Because let me tell you something. I have had people come in when I was bartending. 10 minutes to. I want a drink. Excuse me?
Well, you're going to take a whole beer and shoot it down like a shot?
That the first thing I just look at them. Excuse me? You want a what now? I want a drink.
Wait, so you close the bar at 10?
Well, didn't you have a last call already?
No. We were leaving when everybody else left. That's how we used to do it.
Okay.
That means the bar closed when the restaurant closed.
Oh, because it's part of the restaurant. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no,
So-
we're done. No.
Thank you. You're not coming in at 9:50. I want a drink. The hell you want a drink? You want to walk out that door?
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If we close at 10, we're basically telling you come in like 9:10.
Thank you. If he would have came 9:10, 9:15,
That's
I would
to
have
give
got
you
him.
an hour to enjoy your meal. Because the truth is, when somebody comes in 10 minutes before we close,
We're checked out.
there's dishwashers who are cleaning up and putting all their stuff away for the night. We got cooks who clean their stations, scrub their grills, did all that, put their
Mhm.
sauces away, made it nice and clean. Then
Sorry.
we expect people to come in, but at the same time, it's like,
Please don't come in.
You're not going to get the best service.
You're not.
The food's not going to get prepped with love. It's going to be like a rush. Let's get it out of here because I've been cleaning. I want to go home. I've been here for like 8, 9, 10 hours. I don't want to stay here any longer. You know, I was like, oh, I get to stay for half an hour. I made an extra $8. Like, what for what? Like, I got my family to see. Like, I've been here all day.
And half the time in the
Yeah.
back of the house, it's not like they give you like anything that you could just sit down on. No, you're standing that entire time. You are standing that
And
entire
if it's busy
8
all day, you
hours.
don't get no break, no sit down.
You're walking back and forth now. So you're moving. So, and even when you're bartending at the front of the house, you're moving back and forth, to and fro. Don't come to me at no 10 minutes to closing.
Yeah.
Because first and foremost, I'm already cleaning up those glasses that I just had to dump out. Some of them half full, some of them filled with the most disgusting paper towel and cigarettes I've ever smelled in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Just that's what I had to deal with.
Mhm.
Because if I had to bartend, there were some times where I had to bartend not only on the inside, but at the beer garden as well.
Yeah.
The beer garden would close early, and now I had to go inside the bartend.
Yeah.
So I'm still dealing with people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So now while bartending, I'm dealing with more liquor and before I'm dealing with more beer.
Yeah.
Even then, still, you're coming at 10 minutes to closing. I do not want to make you a martini. I don't care if the instructions are right there.
Yeah.
don't wanna
Me
make
as when I would serve and close, I would start cleaning up an hour before close.
Yeah.
So
Even still.
if
'Cause
you
even though we
showed
close
up,
at 10, we're not done till like 10:30. We got to cash out. We got to clean sections. We
yeah.
got
So
Right.
I start at 9, and then I start dumping stuff, wrapping stuff up, like cleaning stuff. So it is really annoying when like 9:30, 9:45, somebody wants to show up, and it's like,
Blue had a table come in the other day that came 1 minute before closing.
yeah, it was like
You're
1
bugging.
minute 50. It was like 9:59 and 59 seconds.
You're bugging. That's what I'm telling them. We are closed. So I will
My
stall them
manager
that
let
1
them
second.
in. My manager let them in.
Your manager's dumb.
So the server that was supposed to take them, she was so upset. I was just like, he came up to me. He's like, oh, like, they came in. It could go to her. It could go to you. You guys figure it out. And I was like, I'll just take it. Like, she's upset. I don't really care. I'll just take them. Like,
Yeah, because sometimes these are long days, and not everyone is nice. Like, there's at least one table that at least
Tried
has
you.
bad habits, like about everything. Want to nick? I had a customer. I was like, "Sir, is everything okay?" He's like, yeah." I'm like, "Ma'am, everything okay?" She's like, "Yeah, it was delicious. Thank you." I'm like, "Sir, are you sure there's nothing wrong?" He's like, I'm like, "Sir, it's my job to give you a pleasurable meal, and if you didn't enjoy your meal, you're not allowing me to fix it by telling me." And then his wife was like, "Would you just tell him?"
yeah.
Well, the steak was a little overdone. I said, "I'll take this from you right away. We could get another steak out in like 10 minutes. I'm very sorry." And then, and then I got the manager, and then he gave him something like a dessert free or something like that.
Nice.
It's like, let us know. We're there to. I had a customer complain about food, and then we had to do a recook, and then she canceled it because she was worried we were gonna spit in it or do something to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ma'am, this is the owner. He's not gonna let anything happen to your food." She had to be talked into to get her food back.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
our job to make sure you get your food the way you want it. Let us know.
here's the thing. My thing is, I feel like if you're telling them there's a problem and you have not been just an annoying that individual, you know what I mean? You haven't been that person that just has nitpicked about every little thing. And it's an honest listen, they've been like a cool, calm, collective customer the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think them telling you something like, listen, the steak was a little overcooked. I don't think you're gonna go back and be like, oh no, we gotta spit in this guy's food. He told us it was too overdone.
Like,
no, we're spit. It's respectable.
Like,
No,
Because she cursed.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
But I'll just like, no one's gonna mess up your food because we messed up the food.
Yeah,
It's not like we
wasn't
made
you.
it perfectly and you're still complaining. We genuinely messed it up. No
Thank
one's
you.
gonna mess with your food. But that's actually really funny because I've had customers that they'll be upset that they're about something. And I'm like, "Oh, let's remake it for you." And like, "Do you want us to remake it for you?" And then they'll be like, No, it's okay. Like, it's fine. And I'm like, "Let me remake it for you." And they're like, No. And I'm like, What the
He's
heck?
like, oh, I guess I'll take
like
it home.
sometimes I
Take
feel
it
like
home and throw it out.
if I ever like work somewhere like that again, where like people are kind of like ridiculous, I'll just be like, "Give me, I'm gonna remake it for you." Like, not even give you the option, because a lot of people will decline, and I don't get that. Like, I really don't like.
See, me, it
I don't know.
depends.
They shouldn't care about the restaurant that much. Like, they should let the restaurant give them the correct order, and that's it. Like, don't be so
It's
like
one thing
shy
if you got
about
the wrong
it.
order, but you still enjoying it. Like, wow, it's still pretty good.
Yeah,
If you're enjoying it, yeah, don't
that's
worry about
different.
it.
But if
yeah,
it really, if you
like,
really don't like it, let us
"Ooh."
make it right.
Right, but yeah, like that's what me. Like if I go to a place and I order a steak, like I usually take my steak well done. You know,
Mhm.
if I go there
Weirdo.
and whatever.
Nah, I don't. I'm not judging.
You know, there was
But-
a poll of America's 10 worst food flavors, and well done steak was like fourth,
I love well done,
and that's
steak.
included anchovies and beef
I
and all this other stuff.
love well done. Well done. I don't care what anybody
Let's
says.
have a well done steak with anchovies.
You
on
get
it.
me a well done
I'll
steak.
do that.
Listen, you get me a well done
I love
steak.
anchovies.
I'm gonna kill it. But anyways, like getting to that, like, okay, usually that's how I like my steak. It is what it is. But people find it weird. But if they bring it medium well,
You'll still
or
eat
even
it.
medium rare,
You'll still eat it.
I'm still gonna dog it down.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
gonna
As long as
dog
it's
it
a
down.
nice crust, I don't care.
Right.
Still gonna dog it
yeah.
down. You know, especially if it's something like a filet mignon.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I tell you well done, I'm expecting medium rare
And
because they cook fast. No, they do.
yeah.
Filet mignon cooks incredibly fast.
Yeah.
And while the outside would look done, the inside would not be.
Right.
And it would still be a little pink. But
Mhm.
oh
That's
my
good. Yeah,
god,
that's good.
yo. Oh my lord. I one time just filet mignon was so good and I was just eating it and you see the blood run
Do
down
you-
my face.
Do you know what I
Wow.
noticed though as a server?
Hmm.
People who bother you every 5 seconds will tip horribly. A table who asks for nothing, but what they order and make sure like, oh, you want another drink? They
Yeah,
tip
why not?
well.
Yeah.
And you think it'd be the person who I don't want to say the word bother, but especially because I'll be there, I'm like, oh, what do you need? And they'll say one thing, and I walk away, bring it back. And like, oh, I need this now, and I walk away. Anything else? Like, are you sure anything else? No, but nothing else. And then you walk away, you come back, and they want something different again.
Oh my god.
And you think the person who keeps like getting more service would tip more, but no, people who barely get like bothered, like you show up at the table 3 times, they're happy. I got my drink, I got my food. We want to talk. Goodbye. All right. Great job. I didn't barely see you. That's awesome. Here you go. Here's $10.
Because you gotta remember, sometimes we're just there to enjoy the atmosphere.
Hey, so there's one more thing or a couple of things that I want to talk about that I think that not a lot of people know. Like customers that go to restaurants but have never worked in a restaurant. Like, why do we tip? And I didn't always know why we tipped. I figured like, well, they're doing something nice for us, making sure that we're having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like other things underneath that. Like they also tip out other people. And that's something that I never really thought about. So the servers tip out bartenders, the hosts, their supports,
Yeah, depending on the place, bussers.
the bartender, it all, they give money away. So if they take a table, so where I used to work, they would tip out 6% to everybody. So if you spent $100,
Mm-hmm.
that server has to tip out $6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So then, let's say you left them no tips.
Right.
That means that they owe the business $6. Like they owe, so they're pulling money out of their
They owe
pocket.
other people money, yeah.
Yeah, and then
So they only get
then-
$4
So
of
like
that.
say that you had a great service and you left $20, and then they tip out $6. That means that server only got $14. So you really have to like think about it. Like, let me leave. If you really wanted to give your server $20, you have to tip $26, depending on like what you ordered. We're saying you spent $100 at the restaurant. So it's just something like I think that people don't know, and I didn't know that.
That sounds
Yeah.
like freaking highway robbery.
Well, basically,
That's
it came
how it is
around,
in
yeah.
America, or like all I know is New York. That's how it is in New York. Like
In
freaking
America,
highway robbery.
basically in America, what we have is tips is a way to keep business prices down, so they don't have to pay their workers as much. so they could keep more of their money for themselves. I don't know if this is because there's a low percentage. Like I don't know if you know, but like supermarkets only make 1% money that they sell back. So if they sold $100 million, they only got $1 million back as profit.
Wow.
So it's like I don't know if it has to do with the same thing with restaurants. Like there's a lot of overhead. The food, you got store stuff, then stuff gets thrown away. You don't always use stuff.
Yeah.
Also, if your server recommends something, it's probably because they're trying to push it because it's going bad.
Yeah, or we have like an abundance of something.
Yeah,
That's
like
probably why.
someone messed up and now we have extra chicken.
Like our
push
special.
that chicken.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, why
our special is
not?
like liquor that we're trying to get rid of. And
Give
stuff.
me that crispy chicken sandwich if you pushing it. I want it. Just make sure you ain't got no mayo on it.
Yeah.
So,
No,
so
actually,
you
my
could judge
chicken
it. You could
sandwich
tell
gets
when
some
you could tell when your server is pushing something they generally like and something that they're told to push.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd push stuff that I generally like because like, oh, what kind of things do you like? Oh, I like that stuff too. This is what I like here. I'm not gonna just push some like I had a server one. I'm like, I know what it is. Don't tell me what you want to that you have to tell me.
You know
what's good.
You know
It was terrible. They definitely told me what was going bad or had abundance of.
Yeah.
That was not
And
good.
so they got a
don't lie to
terrible
me.
tip.
Yeah, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth, bro.
You
Like,
know
be
what though
honest.
is that like I feel like with your taste in food though, like you would be well off there. Like somebody would be like, well, what if I'm feeling something cheesy? Because like I'm sorry, I'm a larger than average gentleman. I'd like to call myself.
He's a little chunky. He's saying about too much, but he's a little chunky.
But at the end of the day, I like to use that as a gauge of, hey, listen, this didn't happen overnight, okay? That means I know the places that serve good food, all right? So I'm gonna
As he
take you
rubs
to a
his belly.
I don't know. You can eat a lot of stuff that's terrible.
I mean, you
to
can,
eat.
but usually if I'm going out to a place, like I'm, like
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
gonna
get what I want.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something that I like. Especially if I'm going to a steakhouse, I'm getting to a steak that I like. Or if I'm going to a place that serves pasta,
Like a ribeye.
yeah, or
Yeah,
filet.
we have a sandwich shop. It's called The Sandwich Shop, and I always get their Reuben because it's so good.
It sounds good.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Sounds good. But but something like that with a Reuben, see, like mine's is turkey with Swiss cheese and a little bit of mustard. Oh, that is my jam right there.
That's
and
almost
toasted.
That's almost what Blue gets. She likes the turkey, honey
I like
turkey.
honey turkey, mustard
Yes.
cheese, lettuce, mayonnaise, onion.
You know, it's funny. We went to our local deli over here, and I didn't know what I wanted. So I'm like, "What's your favorite sandwich?" And he goes, "For real, I always go with a honey turkey and Munster." I'm like, "That's my girl's favorite too." I'll get that. All right, yeah, give me that.
Yeah.
Is it a good
And-
recommendation?
Yeah, and it's funny because he said he
I
does it
like
because
it.
his girlfriend always orders it, so he eats it anyway. So he's just like, "Oh yeah, I kind of like this." I was like, "That's me too." Yeah, give me that. I actually like that.
It was funny. Speaking of that, at one point I didn't like Munster cheese.
Mm.
I don't know what the hell it was that I just didn't like it, and then I don't know where I just ate it one time and I was like, "Love
It's
this
good.
stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Love
I
this stuff."
Swiss the best.
Oh yeah, but like that's what it is. Like you know what you like. So if I was working in a sub place, and they come in, I'm like, listen, man,
The
you
tuna's
should
going bad tomorrow. Just
definitely-
get rid of it.
The tuna.
see if
Tell
the
everybody
tuna's
it's the tuna.
going bad, then I'm gonna have to push the tuna.
But I do like tuna, so it's like one of those catchphrases. Like, yo,
You'll get caught- you'll
it's
get
still
caught eating
good.
bad fish.
it's still good technically, so you might as well eat it now,
Eat
and
it-
then we'll push the fresh stuff out.
better
tomorrow.
take that tuna melt while you can get it, because
things you don't know about the food industry. It's quite often frozen food.
Yeah.
yes,
Most likely.
that fresh never frozen crap, BS.
I've never seen food that's not at least something in the
Something
restaurant
frozen.
frozen.
Yeah, they have to because
you
it'll
gotta
go bad.
preserve it.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Also,
gonna salt the meat.
also, your food has probably touched the floor and somebody threw it back in the fryer.
Little floor spice makes it
I'm
taste
not
nice.
Gonna lie, I've seen it happen. Like, oh, I dropped this, throw it back in the fryer. Or they accidentally put sauce when you ask for sauce on the side. They probably dropped it back in the fryer to take the sauce off.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like and then one time I had a manager put his fingers in my customer glasses of soda.
He stopped working
Come
there
on,
soon
no more
afterwards.
cursing. I gotta cuss. Let me go back. I actually had a manager who stuck his fingers in the customer's glasses of soda.
Why would anybody do that?
And then you know what he
He
said?
was-
Why
I
would you
actually,
do that?
I
Why
He
would
was
actually,
a
anybody
bad
do that?
manager.
I actually emptied them out and refilled them. He's like, "Wow, you know, I'm giving you respect because I would have just sent that out like as is."
Did someone cut? Someone should cut that man's fingers off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry. Cut that man's fingers off. Cut him off.
He
Just
was pretty terrible.
with a scissor too.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's disgusting. Like,
Some
where
of
have your
your- yeah.
hands been?
Some of your favorite chain places microwave quite a bit of your food.
Yeah, you know what?
They
Listen,
microwave it in a bag too.
you know what's funny is that
To
they
steam it.
used to
Yeah.
tell me this one head chef used to tell me, hey, listen, if a customer comes in at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you one person you could introduce their food to if necessary. I'm like, who's that? He goes, Chef Mike. And I started looking around. I'm like, who the hell is Chef Mike? And he's like, Chef Mike. I didn't know he was talking about the microwave.
Yeah.
But in my mind, he was talking about somebody who worked there. I'm looking back and forth like, yo, we got somebody named Mike here that I don't know about.
Yeah, they definitely got you. with
And
that
they
one.
got me so bad. And then I'm like, yo, who do you mean by Chef Mike? And he goes, watch.
Stop moving
Red,
around. I
watch
hear
this.
squeaking every 2 seconds.
He takes the steak, puts it on a plate, a glass plate, throws it right into the microwave for 10 minutes, and then pulls it out. He goes, Chef Mike right there. It's like, oh my God.
Where I used to work, there was once a customer who says that he wanted his steak well done, but he didn't want it burnt. And he asked them to like make it in like aluminum foil. And I never understood it, and I wonder if we microwaved it, would it have been like better that way? But I guess he wanted his steak steamed, right?
I
Like
feel
that was
like-
the point of doing it in the aluminum foil.
I feel like wouldn't microwave steak, because microwave steak, I've microwaved leftover steak before,
Mm.
and it has come out sometimes pretty tough.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I've noticed that local businesses are less likely to microwave than mainstream places.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that, you notice it never looks as good as it does in the commercials.
Never.
No. Like the Big Mac is always like 3 feet tall, and you get it, it's like half an inch.
Yeah, I got a quarter pounder earlier, and it was like, I don't know, 4 inches.
It looked like a
in-
cheeseburger, like you know
It
the double,
wasn't a
the
quarter
2
pounder.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah, it looked like it was the size of a cheeseburger. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the quarter pounder.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like, you know what? I want to get a scale from Amazon and start taking it with me into McDonald's.
Right.
So when I order a quarter pounder with cheese, no problem.
Somebody
I
did that with
wanna weigh
Subway
that.
sandwiches. Why not?
I want to weigh that, because if I weigh that and it's not a quarter pound,
It's before they cook it, so you can't weigh it.
it doesn't matter.
It does
I can
matter.
still weigh my sandwich afterwards.
Well,
And
if
Just
my
it's
don't know how much
sandwich-
it weighs
and
afterwards, though.
If my sandwich doesn't equal a quarter pound, I want my
burgers
money
are
back.
different though.
You're putting that patty on not only bread, but you're adding cheese plus lettuce, tomatoes, as
Your
well
bur-
as stuff.
it's not the size of the. It's your whole burger isn't a quarter of a pound.
Exactly.
It's the meat itself before it's cooked. And sometimes when you cook it a little too long, it's a little smaller. but it all starts off. Yes,
no.
it
But
all starts. Trust me.
that's
it
false
all starts- It's
advertisement.
not false advertisement. They actually put a. Yes, you're right. It was sort of false advertisement. Now, if you notice that on commercials, they put an asterisk at the bottom and says that it's based on pre-cooked weight.
The McDonald's doesn't say that.
Yes, it does.
It didn't say that.
You watch it.
If it
again.
does, you know what? I'll tell you what. If it does say that, I will not order McDonald's for 2
also-
months.
For all the people who think gloves are so great and they're needed, they're not. They're actually dirtier than just washing your hands all the time.
Because gloves, you touch everything.
Yeah, and if I
Yeah.
grab some stuff and now I'm grabbing my glove to put it on, the stuff that's on the outside is stuff I just touched,
Yep.
and I'm putting a glove over it. Now all that stuff is on the outside of the glove. I'd
Yep.
rather have somebody who washes their hands like when they're supposed to.
And then puts on gloves.
No, not even. You don't like. I use gloves. Like you have to because it's part of the mandate. But it's actually it's like refrigerated. You know, you don't have to refrigerate eggs. You can leave eggs out in the. Hold on. You can leave eggs out in
Like room temperature.
room temperature if they've never touched a fridge. That's how they do it in like England.
Mm.
Here,
Yeah.
if they touch the fridge, you got to keep them refrigerated.
Yeah.
I worked at a place where we used to get eggs delivered and they sit in the side for a couple hours, but it was fine because they weren't refrigerated yet. America has a lot of weird rules that don't really do anything, and the gloves is one of them. You're way just better just washing your hands more.
Yeah, because I think people avoid washing their hands because they're
Yeah,
using
oh,
gloves.
I'm
and
just
it's
gonna put a
gross.
glove on.
Listen,
That glove.
but think about it this way. You put on a glove, and then what happens if you gotta go take a piss? What happens if you gotta go take a piss?
That's the cleanest part of me.
That's not the point.
Well, you have to take the gloves off to take a piss.
Yeah, you don't walk around with the gloves on.
Yeah, who knows?
Some people double glove it, which they put one glove over their hand, and then each time they do something new, they put a new pair of gloves over it, so their
That
hands.
sounds
No,
never
but that's
touching it.
bad because the
Hands will
bacteria is growing in your
sweat.
hand.
Yep.
It sounds
You're
like
supposed
your
to
hand will
frequently
sweat.
change your gloves because the moisture in your hands it causes bacteria.
And I don't mean to creep anybody out because we know not to serve food that could make you sick,
Mm-hmm.
but restaurants will push.
They'll
the
push that
line.
limit
Just
just
a little bit.
enough
Yeah.
that it'll be just passing.
Yeah, I've seen them like cook up like steak that looks brown,
Ugh.
but it's like, well, it don't smell bad, so
Yeah, as long as it doesn't smell like eggs. If it smells like eggs, it's bad. If it doesn't smell like eggs, you're good.
yeah.
The fact that they would even try to peddle any of that has me seriously worried about certain spots now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if these
Yeah.
are things people
You
don't
can't
know.
even you can't really imagine what goes on. You have to just trust. The
It's not as
establishment.
bad as like the movie Waiting, but it's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
it's we
No,
don't like
like
wipe out
as
balls
a server
and stuff like that.
I don't know. Like, I feel like if I don't like you, or as server's assistant too, if
Mm-hmm.
I don't like you, like, I'm not really making sure that the spoon you're using is clean, or like what I use to polish that spoon is clean. Like, I'm not gonna care as much. Like, this was past me. Like, I'm not saying that I do that now, but like,
I'm a little
I don't
blown
know.
away,
Like, I just
actually.
don't care.
I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh, we'll just stall your food if we don't like you. We don't do anything
Nah.
really nasty, but I might wipe your spoon down with some questionable rags."
Yeah. Yep.
God.
Or like the ramekin, like, oh, was this dirty? I'm not even gonna get a new one. I'll just wipe it out. Like, it's like little
God,
things like
excuse
that. Like, it's the difference, and that's why I don't.
Yeah.
You know, some people come through
yeah.
acting stupid, and so you're.
But I still eat in these places. It's never as bad as you think.
well,
but
you
it's
don't
never
act
as-
ridiculous with people.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel,
also
I
never
was
as
just
good
gonna
as you
say
think.
that.
It's
I
never-
feel
yeah.
like it all starts with your demeanor when you come into a place like that. Because I feel like if you come in there,
that saying, "Don't mess with people who have access to your food."
don't mess
Yeah.
with the people that mess with your food.
Yep.
You don't mess with
It's
the
not
people
enough to
that
get you
mess with your
sick, but
food.
they're definitely
But-
gonna just not give you the cleanest stuff.
Right, but my thing
Or the
is
best
this.
stuff.
is-
They're not
is-
gonna triple.
You're not gonna get sick,
Everything's
but it's not gonna
basically
be clean.
everything's basically clean, but they're not gonna triple check to make sure that it's.
My
Like sometimes you
thing
take
is
a little extra
this.
effort to make sure everything's
If
good.
Yeah.
you're reasonable, if something happens and it's within reasonable boundaries, okay, no problem. The person, I feel like the restaurant will take some of the responsibility on that. They'll be like, all right, we'll take that one on the brotch. You know what I mean? They won't really. But I feel like if you're that person that's like, I ordered this steak medium rare, and not only that, but these potatoes are dry, and you know which one I'm talking about.
Mhm.
That they can't just eat their meal; they find everything wrong
Plus,
with
you gotta
every
remember
aspect
that
of their
people
meal.
who are making it are people, and
Mhm.
humans make mistakes. We're not like sitting there like vidiciously, like, "Well, I'm gonna overcook this steak." It's more like, "Oh, I meant to do this, this, and this,
It's like,
and
"Oh,
then, oh
crap."
man, I forgot to turn this over." It's not a
Yeah.
personal thing.
Yeah.
It's just like I have 10 balls in the air, and sometimes I forget about that ball too much, and it's on the floor. I gotta pick it up and throw it back on the grill.
Do you know? Well, it's not only that; it's that you're right. That only has to do with multitasking of it. But not only that, I just feel like I feel like sometimes those people make it seem like the hostess did like some super secret ninja hand code, and like now everybody in the establishment knows, okay, this is the person we're gonna get. All right,
Yeah.
now this is the table. Okay, so they're gonna sit at this table. Now listen, if they sit at this table,
So basically,
they're
what we're
easy
saying
pickings.
is,
Yeah.
if you
It's
want
not
the
like
best
that.
experience when you go out,
just be normal.
tip. Don't tip overly. You don't even have to tip above 10 or 15. Just make it constant. Don't
Or like, I think that if you go out, if you say certain things, that's how people know that you're broke and you're not gonna tip.
Yeah.
Like if you ask, like, "Oh, are refills free?" We know that you're broke.
You're not tipping.
If you ask
You're
me,
not
Well, no,
tipping.
it's not that you're not tipping. You're gonna try to bring the bill as low as you can,
yeah.
so you'll be able to still leave a couple dollars in your pocket.
Or if you're like, what are the specials? Like that to me is kind of like a red flag. Like I don't know. Or if you're asking me like, well, how much is that? How much is that? Like before you even pay.
And we get it. We
Those
all
are,
broke
like,
too
red
sometimes,
flags
and we
for
want to
me.
go out and eat, have an experience. But remember, if you're not tipping well because of whatever, if you have it and you don't, and you're just like, well, whatever, you don't need it. This is like a partnership. We're supposed to work together, and I don't want to be like that person. But money is a great way to motivate.
Yeah.
And if I know, like
Tips.
you come in every week and you're tipping well, we're all gonna make sure you. And if you don't tip well, that's fine too. At least be nice.
Yeah.
And it's just sometimes there's a mistake, and we're not trying to do it to you. I will admit, sometimes we hope you don't notice or don't complain about it.
Yeah.
But, like,
Exactly. But yeah,
When it
tips mean
happens.
to ensure prompt service. Tips to
I feel
ensure
you.
prompt service.
Exactly.
and
because-
and remember, don't come in 10 minutes before we close. That messes everybody. We all want to get home. We all worked hard.
And if you
Yeah.
tip your server well enough, they too will twerk at your table, no matter who they are.
I've done
They
it.
just might. It depends on the number.
Oh
Got that big
God!
old booty.
That's not
Sky, I
beneath
did
me.
not want to hear that.
It's not beneath me.
Oh man, that's just awesome.
We're out. Hey everybody, that was Good Morning Earth with your pals at What Keeps Me Up at Night podcast. I'd like to thank Red and Blue for joining in with me, Sky, in this episode. And we hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned some new things about the food industry. You can check us out on Facebook at Evidence Room. We got Instagram, the Evidence Room 23. Facebook, I already did that one, sorry. Instagram, did that one already. Twitter, What Keeps Me Up, SI. And TikTok, What Keeps Me Up Nightly. Pretty soon we're going to start doing go back to our old format of, maybe some more UFO stuff and JFK stuff, and definitely do some more of this stuff. And look forward to our future podcasting episodes also. And as always, check on your friends, and everyone deserves love, even you.